Hello, my name is Paris Johnson. I am from Monroe, Georgia. My phone number is 706-255-5064. My email is parisdes, D-E-S, number 2 at yahoo.com, parisdes2 at yahoo. Today is July 10th, 2025. I am from Walton County Family Court in the state of Georgia. I was charged with criminal trespass and had a state warrant. I was not familiar with the warrant at the time that I can recall at this moment. I was charged with criminal trespass misdemeanor, agency case number 19-500-5633, warrant number -2019-0448, criminal trespass misdemeanor again, 16-7-21, capital A. I am a parent of 2 deceased kids because my partner, Forrest Moon, tricked me into aborting one of my kids. I can just go into details with that later. I'm just going to keep it simple for now. He tried to get me to abort my second kid. We had an argument that caused distress, caused me to lose my second kid. He tried to make things better. I tried to go in and out of this relationship several times. And I decided to try to work it out. So I did try to, and was fine with raising his kids. No problem. Loved them to death. I found my boyfriend kept making excuses why he didn't want his kids living in the house with us. So, but over the years after my arrest, I started realizing isolation tactics my boyfriend was using. I realized he was neglecting his kids, trafficked one of them to do illegal acts, neglect to support some of his other grandkids. This is stuff I found out after my arrest. I'm speaking out today as part of a public evidence gathering to expose misconduct and abuse and corruption. Also, I believe, based on position of authorities, that was only listening at one side of the story, because my story never got mentioned nor produced. One of the person, my boyfriend, Forrest Moon, and his dad, Donnell Moon, also both intimidated my mom and I after my case was over, not to talk. I actually believe I witnessed them do that to other people behind hindsight and wasn't knowing what was going on, but I figured things out. Other individuals I think harmed my case was Officer Ben Ross, badge number 4462, with the Walton County Sheriff Department in Monroe, Georgia, based off of him acting as a witness to my boyfriend, false narrative and false allegation of me for criminal trespass, and intentionally witness saying that I intentionally damaged the property, which I did not. First, I accidentally fell and hit the pre-cracked window that's been pre-cracked since I've been dating this guy almost 10 to 13 years. On and off. I never left, but we just had a couple of ups and downs while I was in college. My boyfriend told me the girl was his cousin, but when I read the sheriff department report, it said she was his girlfriend and I was the ex-girlfriend. I was never notified he was dating anybody. So my story never got told. I did actually try to save the window by tapping it back in place to make it stabilize, but it shattered, and being I lived there, had belongings there, I went through the window not knowing he was with someone, and basically on my end, he got caught sleeping with somebody, and he claimed them in his sheriff report. Well, years later, I found out that the girl was one of his personal training clients. Her family member actually finally told the truth. I have that recently, probably less than 6 weeks from several years ago now. I also found out my boyfriend had a history of drug trafficking, and I was not aware of that, and his father as well. once I start talking to my peers in local town start telling me a lot of stuff I think the authorities will find interesting. So I even didn't know who I apparently thought I knew. So I hired a private detective. I've done polygraph tests, and my attorney, Brad Brandlaw, never investigated my story, didn't investigate my witness, didn't use my phone text. My boyfriend said, I'll call you before he picked me up, before he called the police. There's other motives that need to be looked into that I've actually figured out. My boyfriend's agenda for my arrest was, I believe he was trying to hide from me finding out items, what he was doing, and the sheriff. I think he was trying to throw the sheriff and me off that day. I happened to came home at the perfect time, not knowing I was going to end up in jail overnight. I have spent almost $14,000 or more trying to get this corrected. I think Judge Mike Burek made a biased ruling based off of the false narrative and false allegation my boyfriend said and what the police thought he witnessed. It was actually just all false narrative. I've pretty much talked to two and multiple other attorneys to try to see if we can get this solved. Two other attorneys told me I had a no prosecute and get a copy of it. And when I went to the office, one clerk said I did. And then when I went to get a copy, the other clerk said I didn't. So, there's a lot of gaslighting here. My version, to me, I feel like out of the 7 years, I feel like the most outrageous thing was my version of the story never got told. My witnesses I never was asked to prove, show any witnesses. My phone text was biggest part of the evidence, never got used, showed by my attorney. I even said to watch other court cases. Other attorney used their clients' texts, phone texts, pictures, but not my attorney. And I still have that. I even took a picture of the car as well. And like I said, my boyfriend threatened to kill me, tried to tell me to forget I saw the car, but I told him I'm not doing that. So I have tried to get multiple attorneys to help. I've got a track record of that. I even tried to file arbitration. They said my attorney did nothing wrong. But anyway, I do have my medical job back. My name is Paris Johnson. I am a victim of the family courts of Walton County, Monroe, Georgia, and I am demanding an investigation. I declare on the penalty of perjury that the statement I have made are true and correct to the best of my knowledge, and I share part of this mission to seek truth and justice for myself and others. I may have some additional information from other cases that I've actually found out as well that I think are suspicious activity that y'all need to look into. Thank you and have a good day.